everybody, and welcome to the Palomar College's Veterans Day celebration this year. My name is Jessica Horn, and I have the honor of serving as the Veterans Resource Center Supervisor, and I am also a proud Marine Corps veteran. Happy birthday, Marines. Days like today hold a special place in my heart. Having served overseas, I know firsthand how moments of service and sacrifice shape who we are long after we return home. Veterans Day reminds me not only of those experiences, but of the incredible strength and resilience our veterans carry into every new chapter of life. This day is about gratitude, community, and connection. It's about celebrating the courage of those who've served and the continued impact they make as students, leaders, parents, and friends. It's also a reminder that service doesn't stop when the uniform comes off. It simply takes on new forms. And this year, that spirit of service has been especially visible. Despite challenges like the recent government shutdown, we've seen our campus, community partners, and college leadership step up in remarkable ways, reaching out to ask how they can support our veterans and their families during this time. Their generosity and care are powerful reminders that honoring service isn't something we do once a year. It's something we live out through compassion and action every day. So as we celebrate today, I invite you to listen, reflect, and connect, not just on what our veterans have done, but on what they continue to do every day to make our world better. It's now my great honor to introduce someone who represents that same spirit of service and leadership, Jacob Romero, a United States Marine Corps veteran and the president of our student veteran organization here at Palomar College. Jacob has been a strong advocate for our military-connected students and a shining example of what it means to serve with purpose. Please join me in welcoming Jacob Romero.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jacob Romero, and as a Marine Corps veteran, I am proud to serve as the president of the Student Veteran Organization. The Student Veteran Organization, or SVO, here at Palomar College is dedicated to supporting veterans, active duty service members, and military-affiliated students. Our mission is simple: to make sure no veteran walks their academic journey alone. We know that transitioning from military life to civilian life can be challenging. That's why the SVO provides community, connection, and resources to help student veterans succeed in the classroom and beyond. Whether it's finding support at the Veteran Resource Center, mentoring one another, or hosting events that bring us together, the SVO stands for the same values that carried us through our service: leadership, integrity, and duty. As we celebrate Veterans Day, I want to thank our veterans and their families for their service and continued commitment to bettering themselves and their communities. And to my fellow student veterans, I encourage you to stay connected, reach out, get involved with the SVO, and continue to lead, not just in uniform, but here as scholars and serve as examples to others. I would now like to introduce our next speaker, Veteran Service Specialist, Adam Pipitone.
Thanks, Jacob. Good morning. My name is Adam Pipitone, U.S. Army veteran and Palomar College Veteran Services Specialist. Today, in observance of Veterans Day, we acknowledge that Veterans Day is more than just a free car wash, a complimentary breakfast at IHOP, a free Big Gulp at 7-Eleven, or a free day off. It's an opportunity to both celebrate and pay tribute to military veterans. Today and tomorrow, I ask that you thank and show gratitude to the over 200,000 veterans residing in San Diego County. A few ways we can show that gratitude are to spend time with a veteran and ask genuine questions like, what inspired you to join? Was the food as bad as they say it is? Did you go overseas or get the opportunity to travel? What was your job and what was it like? You can show support by attending one of the many Veterans Day events like the parades being held in Escondido, Fallbrook, Murrieta, Carlsbad, and of course the San Diego Parade along Harbor Drive. You can visit a veteran in a veterans hospital to provide emotional support. You can volunteer with an organization like Wreaths Across America, Disabled American Veterans, or the Veterans Association of North County. And as always, a simple, I appreciate your service, thank you for your sacrifice, or thank you for choosing to serve goes a long way. I would now like to introduce the Vice President, Assistant Superintendent of Instruction, Dr. Tina Ricalde.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone. I'd like to begin by saying happy 250th birthday to the U.S. Marine Corps. So, way to go. Spending most of my life in either Imperial Beach or Oceanside has provided me with an opportunity to interact with many military families over the years. And I just want to acknowledge the dedication and sacrifice that all of our active duty military and their families provide for this country. If you are or have been an active duty military member or a family member of an active duty military member, will you please stand? All right, let's give these people our thanks. Thank you, thank you. We appreciate your service, families and members. Veterans, today we celebrate you. As Palomar comments, we thank you for your service and we recognize your value. We recognize the knowledge and experience that you have gained through your military service. We are here to support you. We want you to be successful. Our Veterans Resource Center is here for you. They do amazing work supporting, celebrating, and honoring our veterans. I would like to thank them for their work throughout the year and for putting together today's celebration. Veterans, I would like to thank you for the impact that you have had on all of our lives. Your service has ensured our liberty and our freedom. Thank you. Today is about you. Let's celebrate. Go Comets.
I would like to introduce our next speaker, U.S. Navy veteran and Veteran Service Specialist, Yishmael Shalom.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yishmael Shalom, 10-year United States Navy veteran, currently serving at Palomar College as the Veteran Specialist. I'm the only Navy guy, but that's the most important branch, so that's all that matters. Thank you, appreciate it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to recite a poem entitled that I Am a Veteran. I am a veteran, and Veterans Day is more than a day marked on calendars, more than parades and flags rippling in predictable wind. Is it an altar of remembrance, a holy pause between memory and gratitude, a sacred echo for those who will never again hear their own names called at roll? We stand here because they cannot. We breathe in silence that once belonged to them, and every breath we take is a borrowed privilege. This day is not a celebration of war, but of endurance, the quiet miracle of the ones who came home carrying stories too heavy to tell, yet still found ways to smile in public. Veterans Day is a mirror, a reflection where honor and hurt share the same space. It is a security blanket, stitched from sacrifice, woven from nights too long, mornings too cold, letters too short, and promises made in the language of survival. It covers a nation that sleeps peacefully because somewhere, someone once stayed away. I am a veteran, which means I still laugh at memories no one else would understand. The smell of sand, the taste of dust, the sound of boots against concrete. These are my lullabies. I remember friendships sealed in fire, losses whispered into desert wind, and tears I let fall in places where strength was the only uniform allowed. We celebrate with smiles that hide the storm, with tattooed laughter that conceals the thunder, with jokes that patch the silence. We celebrate through the ache because our joy is not denial, it is defiance. It is the phoenix choosing flight, even while its feathers are still aflame. Being a veteran is a badge, a medallion, forged from duty and grief. It does not glimmer without the memory of rain. It shines because we have walked through storms and learned to make lightning a companion. We are not shaped by what we survived. We are refined by how we rose from it. When the storm comes, we do not retreat, we rise. Like eagles, we ride the winds that others fear, because storms are only prisons to those who have forgotten they can fly. We have not forgotten, we rise. For those whose dog tags were collected in silence, we rise. For those who were saluted by folded flags instead of open arms, we rise. For the living who still fight invisible battles in their sleep, we rise. Because rising is our rebellion against despair. To be a veteran is to carry the map of sacrifice on your soul, to know the geography of courage, to walk through history with ghosts who nod in respect. It is to be scarred but not broken, wounded yet willing, tired but unyielding. So on this day, we stand not for applause, but for acknowledgement. We stand for every heartbeat that once stood for us. And to the civilians who listen, remember, the comfort you rest was not born from calm, but from conflict survived. Freedom is not a right that renews itself. It is a garden that must be tended by gratitude. Do not thank us for war. Thank us for peace. For finding our way home and still believing this nation is worth the wait. When you see us, you see more than uniforms. See the humans beneath, the fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, who learn that bravery isn't the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. I am a veteran, and today we rise, not just above the storm, but beyond it. Because through battlefields end, the spirit of service still does not. And that spirit is what keeps this flag breathing. Thank you. And personally, I want to thank all the dependents, the mothers, the brothers, the sisters that went through so many Christmases and Thanksgivings without their loved ones, still crying and praying at night, hoping them to return home. They went through the war with us. They deployed with us. They was on the piers when the ships pulled in, when the troops came home. So I want to give a special acknowledgement to all the dependents, because this day is just as important to us as it is for you as well. And now, without further ado, it is my honor to introduce a good friend of mine, Chief Carlitos M. Patrick, a man whose life is a testament to service, leadership, and purpose. Born in Henderson, Texas, and raised in Dallas by his mother, a dedicated nurse, Carlitos grew up with the rhythm of passion and discipline in his heart. After graduating from Marshall High School, he attended Wiley College before answering a higher calling, enlisting in the most important branch, the United States Navy. For 20 years, Chief Patrick served with distinction as an independent duty corpsman, caring for servicemen around the world. His journey took him from basketball courts of Puerto Rico to humanitarian missions in Haiti, where he provided life-saving aid in the aftermath of disaster. Following retirement in 2012, Carlitos continued his service to others, first with the University of California of San Diego, and now as an integrated prevention coordinator with the Fleet and Family Service Center. Fleet and Family Support Center. Before his professional life, Chief Patrick is deeply rooted in the community. He has cooked free meals for veterans every Wednesday, mentored youth through the Dr. John Arrington program, and led local chapters of both the American Legion, the Veteran Foreign Wars. Together with his team, he helped raise $20 million to build a 41-unit housing complex for homeless and low-income veterans in Southeast San Diego. A proud member of Omega Phi Phi Fraternity Incorporated and Prince Hall Mason, Carlitos embodies servant leadership in every form. He holds multiple degrees and a master's in theology and is currently pursuing his PhD in marriage and family therapy. Above all, he is devoted father to his three daughters, Dominique, Destiny, and Damaris, who are each charting their own paths to greatness. Guided by his faith, Chief Patrick continues to uplift, empower, and inspire others, everyone he meets. Please join me in welcoming retired hospital corpsman, Chief Petty Officer Carlitos N. Patrick, a true example of faith and action, a champion for veterans, and a servant leader whose impact continues to echo through his community and beyond.
Good morning. Hoorah, Marines. Where my Marines at? Stand up and be noticed. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. 250 years of men and women with a martyr to a cause that's bigger than them. I appreciate your service. I was a devil doc, so you know what I mean. Good morning, everyone. I was asked to speak on veterans transitioning from active duty to the civilian life. And that's very important because you don't really get that training from somebody who's actually been there. So, first of all, let me say, it is an honor to be here with so many people who have sworn the uniform, supported those who do, and who are committed to helping service members succeed in civilian life. For those who don't know me, my name is Carlitos Patrick, and like many of you, I stood on the edge of a huge life change, leaving active duty and stepping into the civilian world. And let me tell you, even though I faced deployments and 3 a.m. wake-ups and some pretty creative field meals, you know what I mean? That transition was one of the hardest and toughest missions I ever had. Today, I want to talk to you about that journey, the challenges, the lessons, the incredible opportunities that came with trading in my uniform for a new kind of mission. That moment of transition. When I was nearing the end of my active duty service, I thought I was ready. I had my resume, I had my DD-214 in hand, and a full head of confidence. I figured, hey, I've led teams, managed millions in equipment, worked under pressure. How hard could it be? And then the reality hit. I remember my first job interview. The hiring manager said, hey, can you tell me about a time when you handled a conflict in the workplace? Now, in my world, conflict meant incoming fire. So I gave him a story about a mission in Afghanistan, talking about coordinating under pressure and leading my team safely through chaos. He listened politely and smiled and said, that's impressive. But I was thinking more on the lines of, a disagreement between coworkers. So, there we go. Yeah. That's when it hit me. I had to learn a new language. Not English, but the language of corporate life, of translating military experience into terms the civilian world would understand. And that translation, that adjustment, is where a lot of us get stuck. Finding that purpose after the uniform is difficult. When you serve, you have a built-in purpose. You know what your mission is. You know your team. You know exactly where you fit in. Then one day, it's over. You wake up and there's no orders, there's no formation, there's no unit patch to let people know who you really are. You know exactly where you fit in. And then again, one day, it's over. And that can feel like a loss of identity. But here's what I discovered. Our purpose does not end with our service is done. It just evolves. The discipline, the teamwork, the sense of duty that we live by in uniform are exactly the traits the world needs outside. Whether you're leading a company, starting your own business, going back to school, or mentoring others, that same spirit of service can fuel whatever comes next. I had to ask myself, what's my new mission? And I realized my mission is to help others succeed, to bring that same integrity, accountability, and drive to every space I walk into. So to those of you that are transitioning now, I challenge you to start thinking that way. Don't ask what you want to do, ask yourself why you want to do it. Find your new mission. make it mean something, and adapting. If the military taught us one thing, it's how to adapt. You can put a service member anywhere on the planet and they will find a way to make things work. Whether it's in a desert, a jungle, or a conference room full of civilians in suits, transitioning is just another deployment. Only this time, the terrain just is a little bit different. You're navigating LinkedIn instead of logistics, interviews instead of intel briefs. But here's the good news. You were built for this. We know how to learn fast, lead well, and stay calm under pressure. The key is confidence, not arrogance, but that quiet confidence knowing that your service has already equipped you for what is about to come. And if you combine that confidence with humility, the willingness to learn the new systems, ask questions, and accept that you are now a beginner, you'll thrive. Remember, you didn't start knowing how to be a soldier, a sailor, an airman, or a Marine. You learned it. And you can learn in this new chapter also. Building a new team. One of the hardest parts of leaving the military is leaving your people. You go from being surrounded by a tight-knit unit, brothers and sisters who've got your back, to feeling like you're out there on your own. But you're not. There's an entire community of veterans and mentors and professionals who are ready to support you. You just have to reach out. When I transitioned, I made the mistake of trying to do it all by myself. I thought asking for help was a sign of weakness, but truth is, it's totally the opposite. It's a sign of strength. So network. Go to veterans events. Join LinkedIn groups. Find someone who already walked the path that you're on and ask them to share what they've learned. Because no matter how capable you are, and you are, success in civilian life, just like in the military, is a team sport. So how do you define success now that you're out of the military? Here's another thing that surprised me. Success looks different out here in the civilian world. In the military, success might mean getting promoted, completing a mission, earning a ribbon. In civilian life, it might mean having work-life balance, financial stability, or simply finding a job that makes you proud. And that's okay. So don't measure your worth by your rank or your last job title. Measure it by your growth, your resilience, and your impact on others. When I first started my civilian career, I thought I had to climb the corporate ladder fast. But over time, I realized success was about fulfillment, being able to serve, lead, and inspire in a new capacity. So take the pressure off yourself. You've already proven your worth. Now it's about building a life that feels right for you. So now that you're there, let's pay it forward. Finally, once you find your footing, reach back and help someone else. Every veteran who transitions successfully makes the path smoother for the next. Mentor, volunteer, share your story, because the truth is no one understands this journey better than those who've lived it. And when we lift each other up, we can create that bridge between military and civilian life. We don't just succeed individually, we strengthen our communities, our workplaces, and our country. And in closing, so to those preparing to transition or helping others through it, just remember this. You're not leaving your mission behind, you're expanding it. You're taking the best of what you've learned, leadership, integrity, resilience, and bringing it into a world that truly needs it. Yes, the transition can be messy, uncomfortable, even scary at times, like now. But it's also exciting. It's a chance to redefine who you are, to set new goals, and to write that next chapter of your life. You've already served with courage. Now live with purpose. Your next mission starts now, and I, for one, can't wait to see what you accomplish. Thank you very much.
My name is Fabiola Alejandre, and I serve as a Veteran Service Specialist here at Palomar College. As a Marine Corps veteran, it's an honor to stand before you today and share a moment of reflection dedicated to our prisoners of war and those missing in action. If you would please focus your attention towards student services, you'll see a small table set apart from the others. This is the POW MIA table, a tradition that has been carried forward since the end of the Vietnam War. Each element on this table is carefully chosen to remind us of the sacrifice, courage, and hope that defines those who have not yet returned home. The table, set for one, is small, symbolizing the frailty of one prisoner alone against his or her suppressors. The white tablecloth signifies the purity of their intentions to answer our nation's call to bear arms. The single red rose in the vase signifies the blood that many have shed in sacrifice to ensure the freedom of our beloved United States of America. And the rose also reminds us of the family and friends of our missing comrades who keep the faith while awaiting return. The yellow ribbon tied around the vase represents the yellow ribbons worn on the lapels of the thousands who demand unyielding determination, a proper accounting of our comrades who are not among us today. A slice of lemon on the plate reminds us of their bitter fate, while the salt sprinkled on the plate symbolizes the countless tears shed by families as they wait. The inverted glass reminds us they cannot toast with us today. The empty chair signifies their absence. They are not here. Finally, the candles reminiscent of the light of hope, which lives in our hearts to illuminate their way home, away from their captors to the open arms of a grateful nation. Let us take this moment to honor their sacrifice, remember their courage, and to never forget the cost of freedom. May this table serve as a reminder of our duty to answer all those who are still all accounted for. As we continue to honor their memory and the legacy of all those who have worn the uniform, may we also carry forward the light of hope, unity, and gratitude in our hearts. At this time, on behalf of Palomar College Veterans Resource Center, we would like to extend our gratitude to the following individuals and departments. First, we would like to thank Vice President and Assistant Superintendent Dr. Tina Ricalde for her sincere support and dedication to our veterans community. We would like to express our appreciation to retired HMC Carlitos M. Patrick for taking the time to be with us today and sharing his inspiring words. We would also like to extend a special thank you to Dr. Weller and the Performing Arts Department for providing live music. We'd like to thank the Audio and Visual Department, PCTV, and Food Services for their continued support and partnership. We would like to acknowledge our amazing veteran student workers whose contributions, dedication, and efforts have helped make today possible. Thank you all again for being here today. Now I'll be turning it over to our supervisor, Jessica Horn.
Thank you, Fabi. As we bring our ceremony to a close, I want to take a moment to thank everyone who joined us today. Students, staff, community members, and of course, my brothers and sisters, our veterans. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the incredible team on our Veterans Resource Center, our Veterans Services Specialists, Adam Pipitone, Anthony Batetta, Fabi Alejandre, and Yishmael Shalom. Each of them is also a veteran who comes in every day with the same purpose they carried in uniform, to serve others and to make today better than the day it was before for our veterans. Your work honors service not just today, but every day. Thank you. To our many student workers in the VRC who are scattered all amongst us today, thank you. Each of them is also a veteran or dependent navigating their own transition from military life to civilian life while continuing to serve their fellow students. Watching each of you grow and flourish has been one of the most rewarding aspects of my career. I also want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Palomar College Foundation for generously not only providing today's lunch, but working so diligently in the past couple of months to support our military-affiliated students with the recent government shutdown. Thank you. Your continued support allows us to come together not just to honor service, but to share time, conversation, and community, the things that truly connect us. With that, we invite all of you to stay and join us for lunch. It's a wonderful opportunity to meet one another, to share stories, and continuing to celebrate the spirit of service that brings us together. Thank you again for being a part of this special day, and to all of our veterans, thank you for your sacrifice and your service. Happy Veterans Day.